Okay. So I wanted to actually, because we're celebrating Phytopower this month, I am really excited to introduce a testimonial. Now, this testimonial, when she first told me her story, blew my mind and was very emotional, to be honest with you, because I have a lot of friends with similar issues. And so, but I loved her story. And so we've asked Elise Edjang from, oh gosh, I think it's North Carolina, Elise. Anyway, to give us a 3 to 5 minute testimonial about her experience, specifically with the products, but specifically with Phytopower and how powerful the gut microbiome really is for daily health. So Elise, are you there?
I am. Thank you so much, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yes, no problem. Yeah, go right ahead, Elise.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm very honored. It's a pleasure to be here. And I am actually located in Maryland.
Maryland.
And yes, yes, I'm in the state of Maryland. And so basically, I was truly, truly, truly blessed to be connected to this company because about a year and a half ago, my 4-year-old at the time daughter was diagnosed and put on the autism spectrum disorder, and she's now 5.5. And it shook our family. It was just like let me just mention that I've been a registered nurse for 16 years now, so I know about autism. I've taken care of kids with autism, so I was just like, what did I do wrong? What happened? How can I fix this? I knew that the first route that most people will go is the pharmaceutical industry, and I just want that. My ancestry is West Africa, and I'm used to returning to Earth when we have to solve issues, but I had no options here. So my daughter, just to name a few things that she was going through with the autism spectrum disorder, she was also diagnosed with receptive auditory disorder, which makes her brain basically not connect to what you're saying when you talk to her. She was having some echolalia, which is her just repeating words. You say something and she's just repeating to you. She was very speech delayed. She had tantrums. She was crying. She wasn't eating certain food. It had to be a particular texture. Anybody with a child with autistic can totally relate to what I'm sharing. And she was just very sensitive to noise. We couldn't take her to large crowds. She had very particular habits and routine. Her sleep was very poor. Her bowels were very poor. It was really hard and tough on our family. And when on the fateful day of October the 15th of last year, 2022, I was introduced to the LoveBiome products, it was just the beginning of a fantastic journey. I went to the seminar that was held in Baltimore, and that's when I was able to sample the products. And I just knew that this was, what I was seeking, something that was natural, that my family can use, my daughter can take, and that was safe. So all the stamp of approvals were there. When I first started giving her the supplements, because we are a family of 5 and we're all taking the product, but I was focused on my daughter because obviously she's the one that had the most issues that we could see. Because of her eating habits, I was focusing on her taking the juice, the balance and the detox, because they were like juice and she was okay with them. But then I realized after reading the label and listening to other testimonials and also attending more Zoom calls that actually she was missing on a lot by not taking the phyto powder. So for like 2 weeks, I wasn't really consistent with her taking it. But then I was like, no, I have to find a way. So I got her some mango nectar. She liked mango nectar juice. And I was like, okay, I mixed it in it. She took it. I was like, okay, we got a winner here. So she started taking it. I started making her take it twice a day. I would say, if I forgot, at least once a day, she was on the Phytopower. And we started seeing results. Exactly a month later, I'm telling you guys, it was like clockwork. We go to church. I go pick her up at the Sunday school, and her Sunday school teacher, pulls me aside and she's like, Mrs. Edjang, you have to tell me what you're doing with your daughter. I'm like, I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought I was in trouble or she had done something else. It's like, no, you have to tell me, what are you doing? It had just been Thanksgiving, so I thought she mentioned maybe did we travel for Thanksgiving? And I started scrambling in my head, what exactly was she getting at? She was like, well, it's just so different. We've seen her here when you guys start coming to church, and but she is just changing. Every day we just see her change. She comes in, she knows to go and put her belongings away. She puts her stuff down. She follows the routine that we want her to follow. She doesn't have a tantrum. She sits and does her work. And even when we interrupt her to say the prayers, she stops what she's doing and joins us. She's like, what are you doing? You have to tell me. And I'm like, okay. I was first teary, of course, because it was very emotional. And just to realize that other people were now noticing the changes. So I shared with her, obviously, the supplement that I had been giving my daughter. And I was just like, okay, this is what we've been doing. This is what she's taking at home. And she was like, oh, she's got to share this with other parents in the class and take it herself, which she has. But long story short, my daughter has been changing every day consistently, and I do not make her skip that phytopower anymore. She takes it at least once a day. She is changing consistently. I mean, consistently. Her bowels are now perfect, like they should be. No more constipation, no more tantrums. They have reduced considerably. She's now able to express herself, communicate with us. 3 months ago, my 5-year-old could not speak in a full sentence. When she had to come to me for something, she'll point to whatever she wanted, or she'll say the one word identifying the object or whatever she needed. I had to guess, or maybe to say the phrase for her to then repeat it, hopefully. But now she can come to me and actually say, I want some water. I want an apple. She'll say, I want, and then she'll say whatever she wants. It's just tremendous. She sleeps way better. She doesn't have interrupted sleep anymore. She doesn't wake up in the middle of the night for no reason and start crying when she cannot express what she needs. It's just amazing to see how she's now either also transitioning. It was very, very hard for her to go from one thing to another. Transitions, just basically in general. If we have to change from one setting to another, from one activity to another activity, it was very, very hard for her. So it has just calmed her. It has just balanced her so well. And for something that we just started taking October the 15th, it's unbelievable. It's just like short of a miracle. And I'm just so blessed. I am humbled. I can now send her for errands around the house. She can follow 3-4 steps instructions. Whereas before, I'll tell her to grab something or to get something and then give it to someone else. And she'll look at me like I'm speaking a foreign language. And it's only English that I will speak to her. So it was like, I just could not understand what was going on with my baby. But I know now that her gut needed help and that these products have done the job that they needed to do for her to be better. I'm super, super grateful and just blessed to have been put in contact with this company. So thank you so much for allowing me to share this testimonial. And I hope I'm putting this burden on everybody that's listening to me right now. If you know anyone that's dealing with something similar to what I've described, who has a child that was put on the spectrum or has any type of disability, you owe it to them to share this information. Don't worry about what they're going to do, but I'm putting this on your conscience. You owe it to them to share this, because what he has done for my child, you cannot even begin to comprehend how it has brought our whole family back together, because this thing does not just affect the child, it affects the whole family when you have a child that goes through something like this. So you will be saving families, not just children. So please, 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 please share this with anybody that you know that may benefit from this information. Thank you so much, Sean, for allowing me to share.
Thanks, Elise. You are amazing. I think there is a very, very special place in heaven for parents of autistic children or parents of handicapped children. It's really true that it affects the whole family and affects their lives. And there's, anything that can help and make that better is huge. And so it is amazing, the power of the microbiome, guys. This is not made up. This is not something we made up. This is true science, and you get that microbiome to the place it needs to be, to the balance it needs to be, with the right enzymes, the right probiotics, and it's going to affect a lot of things in your life, from weight to sleep to mental to depression to everything. And so you need to make sure you're taking the products every day and share your stories with others and share this product. It is a magical thing that can really help a lot of people. And so that is just such a great, amazing testimony, Elise. I'm so grateful that you had the time to share that with us today.